Okay, so we're gonna be talking about the possible reasons the Husqvarna svartpilen 401 went from the 2018 model to the 2021 model, and the reasons why they chose to change the exhaust route under the frame instead of through the frame, as you can see here. Right? So let's first start with the 2018 model, the first one. I actually really like this one. I like the color, of course. I do think that the new one like has this like classy look, and it's just like it looks better, right? And this one looks more like a toy. Like actually, it looks like my e-bike. The colors and the high bike look the same, right? It's also shorter and like yeah, just the frame is shorter, right? For they made it longer for pillion comfort, and I actually appreciate that because I'm gonna take my girlfriend on this bike. So, oh yeah, by the way, I'm mentioning this. I'm buying this bike and I'm obsessed about it. But let's cut the chase. Let's get to the let's say the focus of this video, the purpose, and it's the exhaust pipe. So in the 2018 model, as you can see here, the pipe goes from the engine, from the front, under the radiator, right? Goes to the left, and then into itself, into the frame itself, right here, and then it goes a little bit down to the catalyzer, and then it goes down the other side. Maybe you can find a picture of the other side. Yeah, here it is. Here's the other side of the motorcycle, right? This is the catalyzer, right? This big heavy thing, and then it goes out into the pipe, right? No problem whatsoever, right? And it has a skid plate that, well, usually stock skid plates aren't that great, but it will still do the job, right? A little bit, as long as you don't smash against something really hard. Now we're gonna move into the 2021 model. Now in the 2021 model, you can see there's a noticeable difference. Now the pipe, it starts from the same place. It's the same engine, really, and but instead of going to the left into itself, it goes straight down under the frame, under the engine. It has this little shitty skid plate, a joke of a skid plate, right? And then there's no skid plate. Like actually, this part, the bottom part of the exhaust is unprotected, right? And then it goes out the other side, like into the catalyzer. Like let's look at a picture for from this angle, right? Well, this one actually has more skid plate for some reason. Okay, maybe it's just from one side. I don't know. And yeah, goes the exhaust the same way, right? And at first I was confused. I was like, why did they do this? From this to this, right? Why did they change the route of the exhaust the way it came out? And honestly, like a bike this light with Pirelli tires, like rally tires, knobby tires that you can actually do off-roading with, pretty capable tires, and good suspension, very good suspension actually. So this bike is perfect for scrambling, the 2018 model. And there's some insane videos of some Chinese guys actually like thrashing these bikes off road. It's amazing. And they're novice, like they're not even experts. Like an expert on this bike can just do supermoto stuff or motocross stuff and big jumps and whatever, right? But realistically, yeah, you can mess around with this on pretty some gnarly trails, right? And you can actually, if you had a proper skid plate, and maybe in the future, right, if you want to spend money, you can actually longer forks instead of 140, 150 millimeter. You can put a 200 or something, and have fun, right? It's gonna raise the bottom bracket on the bottom bracket side of the distance from the ground clearance, right? And you can actually attack gnarlier trails, right? But why did it go from this to this? Right? Why? What is the reason? The reasoning, right? So, first one, I always, since it's a company, and companies, as they should, they want to earn money and want to make easier, right? I'm thinking about the money side of it, right? Are they saving money by doing this? I don't think so. right? I think this. I don't know. I don't see how this could save money by itself in material, right? I think that this is even longer. I'd say you waste more material, right? Now, however, maybe it's because of ease of installation or modification, right? Since this goes through the frame, maybe it's a little bit harder to take out or to put in. So they say, okay, this bike takes us, I don't know, 5 hours to assemble. I have no idea, by the way, I'm just making a wild guess. Right? 5 hours to assemble this bike. But engineers came up with the idea, wait a minute, if we do it like this, it's going to take us 4.5 hours to, to assemble. So that half an hour, each bike adds up, and at the end of the year, you're selling 10,000 more bikes. You know, something like that, or maybe even more. I'm not going to do the math. So they're selling more bikes, meaning more money, just by this little tweak. You know, it's insane, but yeah, things like that can happen. You can optimize it, right? Maybe they have robots doing this. So for a robot, robots are pretty capable, right? But to program a robot to assemble something like this, it's gonna be super like complicated and mistakes. And no. It's like it has to be done by humans. And in this case, it's actually simpler. It can be done by a robot. Not saying that robots aren't as capable as humans. I think they are more capable than humans. But the humans that program the robots, you know, instead of spending 2 hours programming, they're gonna spend 10 hours. Yeah, no, that I do know a little bit of, and I can tell you a little bit of, right? So that's my first theory. Right on to why. That's the simplest, most makes more sense. Now, other possible theories or hypotheses that are not as plausible but could be, right? Maybe they saw this one and said, okay, people are taking these off road and damaging the engine. They're not changing the skid plate or something, and then they're going in for repairs, and maybe it's under warranty, so they're losing money maybe there, right? Or maybe customer satisfaction goes down because the bike is breaking more often because it's being abused, right? So they're like, you know what? What can we do something to stop people from thrashing these bikes off road? Oh, yes, a deterrent. By having the exhaust so close to the ground and you know taking away the ground clearance, it's like a deterrent. Like you see it and you're like, I can't really take this off road to proper trails, rocky trails, or off curbs because I'm gonna smash the exhaust and that's gonna be expensive. So I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna keep it on the road and some gravel trails, you know, but not nothing extreme. So that could be a possible theory too. Okay. Theory number 3: aesthetics, the looks of the bike. Right? Does this bike look sexier to you than this one? To me, no. I think that 2018, ignoring the color and everything, just the lines and just the lower part of the bike, the 2021 looks worse, in my opinion. Look at how clean this is compared to this, like, abomination. Like, what is this? I don't like this. Okay? I do prefer the like this color is just it's so gentleman-like, right? I'm gonna change it to green anyways, but the bike when it's brand new, I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna leave it stuck for a while. It looks like a gentleman bike. Like oh my god, like actually the big boy, the 701 svartpilen or vitpilen. You know they have this kind of look, and this one looks more like a toy, like a thrasher. Like let's do some wheelies and do silly things. It still looks really cool and menacing and whatnot. But yeah, the 2021 has a little bit more like a gentleman, like vibe, futuristic as well, right? Okay, that's another theory. What else can we think of? Weight saving. I don't see any weight savings here, right? So we did the looks, practicality. Well, in the assembly maybe, but in real life, day to day, you know, the customers. I'd say 9 out of 10 people would prefer the exhaust to be like the 2018 model into the frame. Right? Oh, I have another one I forgot about. Heat dissipation. So the KTM's back in the day, they had this heat issue where if you were standing on traffic, you would get hot, right? You would get really hot. This heat coming into the exhaust will go up into the frame, into the seat, into your manly parts or lady parts. I mean, I've seen a lot of girls that have this bike, and it can make you uncomfortable. So by lowering the pipe under the frame, it's actually making the distance between the pipe and the rider much larger, right? At least 25 centimeters, something like that. So the heat takes longer to reach you, and when it does, it's weaker, to say so, right? It's also like when you're moving, the air is gonna hit it a lot more, right? You're gonna get a little more air into it. Also, the heat, like as you see, it's into the frame next to the engine, so it might also heat up the engine, and if it does overheat, it will overheat very quickly and cause damage. Whereas here, it's gonna take longer and probably cause less damage, right? So those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section what you think is the reason why they did this, right? And yeah, I'm buying this bike. I'm waiting for it. I already did the payment. It's gonna arrive between 10 to 20 days, hopefully. And yeah, I'm gonna ride it. I'm going to review it. I'm going to own it. So long-term reviews are not that often, not that common. Sorry, not that common. And yeah, it's gonna be helpful, right? To have them. And I am very capable of road. I have a lot of experience off road. However, having this exhaust here, I can't really like thrash this bike as hard as I should, whilst I could. And also, it's new. Like I don't want to mess it up the first week. I'm gonna wait either a year or to the first scratches, the first time I drop it or I crash it, until I actually take it off road properly and just say, you know what, whatever, let's just do this, right? And I'm also poor, so I had to ask for a loan for this. So breaking the bike and getting into the shop already when it's new, it's like no, it's a no, big no. And I need it for work, right? I actually need it to commute. So that's it for today, guys. Have a good one and see you sometime soon.